Hey guys, I'm giving you my exact secrets and tips on how I was able to become a booked out hairstylist my first year doing hair in a brand new city. So you don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. It is Chanel. It's been forever. This is my first video, 2025. So I wanted to come in with a bang. I'm gonna get straight to it. So this past year, I've worked full-time as a hairstylist. I've actually never done that in my life, and it has been absolutely amazing. Within my first year, I've had booked out months. I've taken off last year a month and a half, and even with that, and I don't typically work Mondays, but if it's for a K-tip client, I will come in. And I don't work Sundays or Saturdays at all, and I still made over $350,000 as a full-time hairstylist. And that's not including like coaching, that's not including my hair sales, literally as a hairstylist. And so I wanted to share with you guys what it took for me to get clientele, because I moved from LA to Houston with no clientele. I hadn't done hair in 8 years, and I was really reflecting on what occurred and what I wanted to do moving forward to keep that momentum going. And so I wanted to share with y'all what worked for me. So hopefully you can take some of those tips and implement them for your business. So first things first, I did models. Now I didn't necessarily do them for free. When I first was looking for models, let me tell you kind of like the whole rundown. People knew I could do hair because of how my hair looked, and then they also knew that I did hair in the past. If you were coming like brand new into the space and you have no proof of concept, you have no pictures of the work you can do, you may have to do a couple for free. In my case, I didn't do them for free. I actually did, I charged them, I think, just the cost of the hair extensions. And so my first like 3 models were based off of that. I did the service for free, but they paid for the hair. So I know some people are like, if you discount it, they'll always want discounts. That's not the case at all. But again, consult with God, because I knew how I needed to roll out everything for me. When I tell other people who are trying to do the same and build up their businesses, like I have like microbladers that I work with and coach, and then I have lash techs that I coach, and it's the same process and it always works for them. So I got those models, I documented everything, I took pictures, I took video, all the things, and then I actually ran ads. But before I get into that, I'm gonna go through my notes because I took really good notes this time. So get your models, be your own model, meaning look good. So do your hair, post that content, do your makeup if you're a makeup artist. If you're a lash tech, maybe get somebody to do your lashes, but with your mapping. So at least you can show like these are the custom mappings that we can do type of thing. But just look the part. If you're a nail tech, make sure your nails are done. Just make sure that you are showing people what you can do. And then something that is kind of not spoken about as much, guerrilla marketing. So that means passing out flyers. That means going to events and putting, passing out business cards. That means going out and actually socializing. So that goes back to being your own model. When you're going out, say you're walking around the mall and you're passing out business cards, look the part. Like, be friendly, put a smile on your face, but actually look good. So again, if it's your nails, make sure that your nails look good, but also make sure you look presentable. If you're a brow tech, make sure your brows are on point. Like, show what your future or your new lead, your future client or new lead would be getting if they work with your business. If you're not social, and like me, I can speak to a camera, but speaking to people, especially strangers who haven't already shown interest in my services, is a little weird for me. Like, I'm a introvert, extrovert type of thing, depending on the scenario. For me, it was easier just to place business cards on people's cars. So I would go to like, I'm a Christian, so I would go to like a popular church or something, in your area, and then just place cards on every car, like flyers on every car. Or I would, if you go to the clubs, go to the club. If you go to concerts, go to like a SZA concert, and then pass out, you know, flyers, because those will typically be your target audience anyway, you know? So make it work for you. Like, there's really no excuse. Pass out flyers, pass out business cards, and then get the content. Content is always going to be the main thing. Run specials. So I ran specials all last year. And again, I have a history of being in the hair industry for a long time. And I know people are like, what? You ran specials? I would never. Baby, and I was booked and busy. And I still made the money that I needed to make, clearly. You don't know everything under the sun. Even if you've been in your industry for 10 plus years, there's still something new for you to learn. And I ran specials to get people in the door so I could showcase what I could do. And it has completely worked in my favor, and it is something that I suggest for you. Now, your specials are up to you. It can be $50 off. Whatever your specials are, that's up to you. But running specials and running a good deal allowed me to get tons and tons and tons of customers' content for me to use to get my next client. Next thing is I ran ads. I ran Facebook and Instagram ads. I've done TikTok ads occasionally, and they worked. I've more than 10x any amount of money, and I'll try to put on the screen some of like my returns, but I've totally made what I spent last year. I made over $350,000. I made over $350,000 from doing hair. I spent like $16,000 in ads on Facebook and IG. Well worth the return on investment, completely. And with ads, it allows you to like skip ahead to the line. So if Instagram is only showing your content to even 5% of the people who actually follow you, and then, you know, depending on how your video gets traction, is then revealing it to another 5% of people who don't know you, that's still a very small amount of people who ever get to see your content. So with ads, I push my content in front of my target audience, and I get bookings. Like even today, and I'll show you, when I run my leads ads, I'm getting leads 24 hours a day. That brings me to my CRM system. I cannot do anything without my CRM system. My website's hosted on there, my landing pages, my booking apps on there, my reviews are connected to there. I have automations in the back end, so when someone I get a new lead from Facebook or Instagram, it automatically connects them to my CRM. It gathers all the information from them, their name, their number, and their email, and then my automation texts them and emails them. And it's like on a drip campaign until they respond and book an appointment. So it nurtures them for me to help convert them. Worth its weight in gold. So yeah, I utilize my CRM system to organize everything in the back end. I just recently updated it to where I built out a loyalty program. So automatically after my clients come to see me like 3 or 4 times, I can't remember how many it is, it actually then sends them like an update of like, hey, you can get X amount of dollars off of your next appointment since you're, you know, a valuable customer and you continue to come back. I even now have a system that is going to ask all my clients for their birthdays to send them a coupon for their birthdays. Like, it takes so much to get new clients. You want to incentivize your current clients to continue to come back. So I'm building out my loyalty program, and it's going to be automated in the back end of my CRM system. So again, CRM system is worth its weight in gold. I get a lot of people that ask me about my CRM system. It is something that I'm going to be offering to beauty professionals. I'm just tightening up the back end so that I can automatically, like, it'll be a monthly fee. And I'll have a free webinar to explain all of that pretty soon, probably like the beginning of February. And then you'll be able to get it for a really good amount. Also, I made sure to have a website, and I use my CRM system instead of using a booking site like Acuity, Gloss Genius, Style Seat, Booksy, things of that nature, Boulevard, all of those, because you can't utilize SEO, which SEO is like the plug. SEO has me getting like calls from Google all the time. SEO is kind of old school. A lot of people don't do it. A lot of people rely more on content. But if you're not a person who's going to be making content every moment of every day, which I don't, and I have clients every day, but I'm not trying to be a content creator, crazy as it sounds. Like, I just love doing hair. And so SEO and running ads allows me to not necessarily show up as consistently on social media, but still get booked. Like, truth be told, if we compare even just the K-tip girlies, the ones who have the huge followings and get a ton of views on their videos, compared to me, who gets, lower views and doesn't have like some astronomical amount of followers, if we compare books, I promise you my books outdo theirs. Bar none. And it's because I focus a lot more on my back end. I'm not selling y'all a lifestyle. I am building a credible business that will be able to function without me. I am laying the groundwork to not have to actively work in my business every day. And so my approach is vastly different from the girls who just want to, show that they made enough money to go on a trip, or they bought the penthouse, or they got the G-Wagon. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is a time and place for everything. But my focus has definitely been on, or moving forward, my focus is on my finances, my return on my investment, what I'm actually getting to keep versus the revenue that is coming in alone. And then also investments, also how I can replicate myself, meaning opening up my salon to have other stylists in there that I've trained in and out, that I would trust with my own head and everybody else's, to where I don't actively have to work in my salon or in my business. And so those are key things for me. And then I want to buy, a home for me and my babies. I want to make sure my mama is straight and buy her a car. Like, there's other things I want to do, but laying that foundation is more important to me than looking a certain way on Instagram, to be 1,000% honest. Next, what's next? Optimize your Google business page. Okay, so Google has a My Business profile, and I'll probably, insert something over here so you can see it. This is where you can get your reviews. This is where you can start to be like on the first page of Google when people are looking for K-tips in Houston, or hair extensions in Houston, or, hair extension stylist in Houston. They will find me first because my Google page is optimized. And that goes back to SEO and knowing your keywords and all of those things. But I've started just from updating my keywords. I'm now getting 12 calls a day of bookings for K-tips. When I tell you, learning marketing and actually implementing what you're learning versus just going with people who are like, post content all day, and yes, your content is important, but there are so many things that you're missing on the back end that bring in clients and money. Forget all the fluff. What is going to yield a return on my investment? My investment being the time that I'm putting into my clients and that content I'm creating. How can I make that work for me in a multitude of ways that guarantees my books are booked versus, like I said, just looking a certain type of way on social media? So SEO and my Google profile is super important. I'm going to actually make a separate video on how you need to optimize your optimize the Google My Business profile, because that is so important. Do not sleep on that. Like, if you don't do anything else out of this video, focus on your content and then build out and optimize your Google My Business profile and start getting reviews. Social media wise, you want to build out your bio, especially on Instagram. We don't know what's about to happen to TikTok, but on Instagram, you want to make sure that I put like Houston K-tips or Houston hair extensions in my bio so people know I'm in Houston and what services I'm offering. That helps with your SEO too. Include the city of your service and the services you provide. Post on all socials. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, YouTube, Pinterest, LinkedIn, if it applies, post everywhere. And I'm about to start posting on LinkedIn because there's business professionals over there. I need them to know that I can do services for them. So all socials, post everywhere. And then you also should be posting 1 to 3 times a day. I don't do that. It is recommended, especially if you're trying to scale and get more visibility. It's really important. I'm about to start batching my content on Sundays so that I can post multiple times during the week. And then if you also want more visibility, you can pay to have like shout pages, repost your content. So like Daily Dose of Hair, I think one of them's like Protective Styles. Like these are IG pages that will, for a small amount of money, repost your content. You can also collaborate with influencers, which I'm gonna do this year, or like probably starting in February or March. I'm gonna have influencers come in so I can do a wash and style for them and get that content. And then another thing I would suggest is to know your numbers. So like last month, I was actually going through my numbers and doing some bookkeeping in the back end in my CRM system to see just where I was at. And I really hadn't done this any other month. And when I looked, I realized that I was at like $23,000 for the month. And it was like the 2nd or 3rd week of December. And I was like, well, if I'm there, let me see if I can just get to like, $25,000, like just call it a day type of thing. Because I knew my numbers, I was able to hit that goal. So this month, going into this month, I said I wanted to make $30,000. Like just from doing hair, I want to make $30,000. And so I had hit that goal like by the 17th of this month. If all of my clients show up, I would have exceeded that goal. I think I'll be at 35,000. So now I'm like, can I hit like 45,000? So knowing your numbers, you can set realistic goals based on what you did. And now I know how many more clients I need to get on my books to hit those numbers. And so I would encourage you to get an accountant and a bookkeeper early on. Typically at the point that you're generating like $4,000 or $5,000 a month consistently from your service-based business, like I said, if your last check, your nail tech, whatever, you want to go ahead and get a bookkeeper. That'll just help you out tax-wise. And one of the things I plan on doing for my stylist is like setting them up with the same accountant so that they can be in position to get houses. It's my goal to get all of my stylists to be 6-figure earners like within their first year working with me. So I also want to help them get their finances together, and I encourage you to do the same. From someone who's always kind of been all over the place and ignored that area, don't. It's super important, especially like I said, if you want to buy a car, if you want to get a house, if you want to get a salon, you need to make sure that you have something that tracks all the money you've made, have a profit and loss sheet, so you can show that you're a credible person to then give a loan to for a car, or to, you can get a house and things of that nature. My last thing is kind of reiterating something I talked about earlier. Automate your business. What tends to happen, and what happened with me last year, is that all of the marketing stuff started to work. God was blessing me out like crazy, and I kept getting people coming in, and so I didn't have the time to like follow up with people or follow up with the leads from the ads or do any of those things, which then made me miss out on money because I didn't have systems in place to help me while I'm working with clients. So what I suggest is for you to anticipate the business that you're praying for, anticipate the success, and build out your automations and systems to where it can help you to be able to nurture those leads you get, or it can help you to be able to sustain the clients that you already have. So I rely heavily on my CRM system. And then I'm also about to bring on a virtual assistant to where we have a live person that can answer people, take calls, follow up with people, all of those things, along with the automations in the back end, just because, a lot of people want that personal touch, and it'll just help close deals overall. So this is my first video of my series of how you can get more clients in 2025. Coming from a stylist who, when I first got licensed, I did not think this was possible. Like, I barely had enough clients every week to even cover booth rent, and now I'm booked out and I have a high ticket service. Like, I do K-tips, so it's not a cheap service, and people are flying in for these services. And I'll talk more about doing K-tips too and how it's benefited me too. But I got people downstairs, you can probably hear them. So I'm gonna go. I thank you so much for watching, and I'm about to record another video once I can quiet everybody from downstairs, just so I want to make sure to post 3 videos this week about getting clients, about building your business, about making money, and then yeah, so I appreciate your time, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.